Joyous greetings, family. This is Joanne Vivek, aka Aina, here with you in this time space talking numerology. For those of you checking in to this channel for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, we're dealing with life paths. But before we get into that, I'm taking a minute just to say thank you to my ancestors, those who have paved the way for me to walk this path and now exist in a higher realms of consciousness multiple. So we're talking life paths and we're dealing with life path 2 specifically today. So as a general note though, I want us to remember that a life path takes a lifetime to perfect and to apply, because it is a spectrum of vibrations that we're talking about. Remember, it's a path. So we're dealing with a spectrum of vibrations which will take you to the fullness of whatever number it is we're working with. Alright? So it takes a lifetime, so please have patience with yourself and don't get frustrated. You may not be at the positive end of the spectrum at this time, but a major step is just to work on our calculation so you know where you're going. Right? When you know where you're going, you can make adjustments. You could decide, okay, what are the things I need to work on. You could decide which you're going to work on now. You know, how you're going to adjust your life and shift your life and things like that. But just having the information is a major step in the right direction. And as I always stress, it is so important for us as people of African descent to work on self, to work on building, to work on becoming who we are. If we are ever to walk in our glory again, we need to start to work and build from inside so that we can bless our lives, bless the world with our magic once again. Alright, so let's get cracking. So life path number 2. 2 is the softer reflection of 1. 1 is the masculine energy. It is aligned with the sun vibration. That's why 1s always want to shine and be in forefront. 2s are happy letting you lead. That's fine with them. They're not fighting the spotlight. If we look at how the number itself is shaped, it 2 bends first and then it curves around, twists, and then it levels off. So 2 spends a lot of its time trying to bend, trying to comply, trying to serve. And that vibration is aligned to the moon. It is a nurturing energy. People who carry that vibration, they spend a lot of their time nurturing not just children, but they nurture almost in any situation that they're in, they nurture. Alright? 2s, if I had to use one word to describe that part of the 2, it would be balance, because that is what they're working towards, balance. Don't stress yourself if you're not balanced as yet. That's what your journey is about. Alright? So, as I said, they are natural nurturers. They're also very sensitive people. They are able to almost read people telepathically. They could figure out what you want before you even ask them. Especially you see people who they have close relationships with, they can figure out what they want intuitively, instinctively, and not just figure out what you want, but they also try to facilitate you achieving your goals, you attaining those things that you need. The 2 is going to work to help support in that manner. That's who they are. So they're not fighting up with this spotlight. They would let you go, let you shine, let you be, and they are happy rocking back and knowing that they have contributed immensely to your shine. Alright, but they don't need to be informed. They don't need to be there. They can sit back and just be content with that. So that's a major part of it too. Some of the things though that the two needs to be wary of, because with all parts, we have everything has positive and it has negative. You have challenges and you have gains. So the two needs to be careful that they don't spend a lot of time living somebody else's life. And this is because this could happen because they could get so invested in supporting somebody else, in working to build them and to help them and to give to them, that they end up putting their lives on hold, just to let somebody else shine and somebody else grow and somebody else be. So one of the things they need to look at and be careful of is that they don't spend a lot of their time living somebody else's life. And another challenge again, and it's linked to that previous point, is that sometimes they don't give enough recognition to their own value. They don't look at themselves, they don't value themselves enough. So sometimes that's why it's easy for them to put aside their plans and look to build the other person. Alright? So they need to be careful of that. And again, all these things are linked because they also need to be more discerning. They need to choose, to be able to choose wisely who they're going to help and where they're going to give that help, and not just fall for any sort of story that somebody brings to them, So that's one of the things they need to be mindful of as well, the tools. People who have children who are walking that path, they are going to have to be able to guide them to kind of come out of themselves. Because, as I said, twos don't often look at themselves. And so, those people who are parenting twos, it would be helpful for them to sort of sit them down and in those quiet moments, check with them as to what the things that they like, the things that they don't like. When you ask these questions, they need to get inside themselves to pull out those answers. And so they will be beginning to focus on self. Right? The things they like, the things they don't like, and it would also help them to start building goals, maybe also talk to them about what would they like to be and the things they would like to do and how they see themselves in the next few years, and things like that, just help them to start to think about themselves. This would help them to add value to their own being and to their own lives, because that is a real challenge for the two in terms of seeing themselves, adding value to themselves, and seeing their worth. So these things would be helpful for the two. The twos are extremely good in terms of, based on what we've said, you would see that they're good in terms of being partners. They're good partners, they make good partners, because they would want always that their environment must be smooth and cool and harmonious, right? And they work towards that. They twos have a difficulty. They would really have a problem with living in this quiet and this cold and quarreling and all that. twos can handle that. They don't deal with that very well. So they would work to make their relationships nice and smooth and harmonious and all that kind of thing. So all in all, choose work to get to that point of beauty and that point of balance through generating harmonious relationships. Alright? But one of the things that two will learn when they reach to the more positive end of the spectrum is that harmonious that harmonious environment they're looking for, they have to find it inside first, and it is through experience and that kind of thing that they would learn that they're gonna have to find that true balance and that true harmony and that true peace they're looking for. They're gonna have to find it inside first. So when twos reach to a certain level of the spectrum, they tend to get involved in things like meditation and that kind of thing, because they would recognize that it is inside that they're going to find that peace. It's inside that they're going to find that balance, and it is inside that they're going to find that beauty. So that's the journey of the two. And as I always say, sometimes you're not going to be there. You don't want being there. Because the journey is a path, and it's good to know where you're heading to. Alright? So in a nutshell, that's the life part number 2. If there are any questions, any specific questions or queries that you would want for me to answer, you can please leave those in the comments, and I will answer them as best as I can. I do hope that you have found these little pointers along the way interesting enough to spark your own curiosity and to spark your own research, to get you to start to research it. Because I always say, just by exposing yourself to knowledge, higher level knowledge, it makes a tremendous difference in your being, in just in how you function and how you think. It makes a big difference. So I am hoping that this would spark your interest, your curiosity, and cause you to go and do some research on numerology and these number codes that we work with, and spark you to just to be some more, just to get deeper into yourself, because we tend so often to just go along with the flow, in this system that is designed to keep us down and to keep us in ignorance and not knowing and not being and not becoming. That I just hope that this provides you with a way, an avenue to think about it, differently, even if, especially if you disagree or you don't understand some of the things that I'm saying, and you say, all right, let me go and check this out for myself. Okay, that would be great, because the idea is to get us thinking, get us moving. We need to make some movement, and the movement must come from within, and so that's kind of like where I'm coming from, and yeah, that's it. So this is like point number 2. It's a softer reflection of the one. The twos are beautiful, really nice people, and they're good to have around. And we must value the two. We must value the two, and we have the two around us. Do not abuse the two. Value the two. Alright? So if you have found this information of value to you, please like the video. If you think it can be useful to somebody else who is on the path, please share it with them. And you can also subscribe to the channel so that when future videos come out, you will be notified. Alright, so I leave you as I've come. The blessing of my ancestors and all those beautiful light healing energies that give me support, balance, and healing. Until next time, for the breath, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.